25th of March 2025. Hi guys, welcome to Red Dot Rants, the comedy and tragedy of living in Singapore. By now, many Singaporeans would have already seen this video. Even a child who doesn't know Minister Edwin Tong or which party he belongs to could see that he was given the cold shoulder by residents. But witnesses on the ground quickly came out to tell us that the video was taken out of context and we didn't see what we actually saw. The lane Lim, the guy whispering to Minister Tong and pointing at the cameraman at the end of the video, had this to say. The lane Lim. Does social media always reflect reality? Yes, it was me in the video. I've been volunteering with Minister Edwin Tong for a few months, and I'm proud to say that I'm a strong supporter of him. He's repeatedly shown himself to be a man of honor, humility, and deep commitment to residents. Before I knew Edwin personally, I thought he looked pretty fierce and serious, like a no-nonsense type. But after working with him on the ground, I saw someone who truly listens, engages, and makes an effort with every resident, no matter the mood or moment. The video that's been circulating today, Edwin and his volunteers, including myself, at this morning's walkabout, it was taken out of context to paint a picture of Edwin being unwelcome. Here's how it went down. Minister Tong was quietly briefed by a volunteer that a particular table that seemed unfriendly. The question was, should we go over? His response was simple and powerful. They are our residents. Regardless, we must engage them and hear their concerns. And he did. He sat down and engaged them sincerely. They discussed issues like the cost of living and even their kopi at the core of Singaporeans' concerns for the upcoming general election. He may not have all the answers or solutions, but he didn't shy away from the hard questions. That's the kind of leadership I respect. If residents smile and welcome you, it's easy to engage, and we're thankful that most of our interactions today were very positive. But what about those who don't seem to be so welcoming? Do we shy away, or do we still show up, listen, and serve? Edwin chose the latter. That's real leadership. As for the elderly man in the video who appeared to raise his middle finger, it was also clarified by the original videographer that the mood was entirely cordial. As for the slow motion snippet of me whispering to the minister and pointing towards the camera, all we discussed was, hey, there's a table of residents we haven't greeted yet. Edwin replied with, yes, let's go. That's it, simple. I admit it. I do have a serious face, or maybe it came across as more intense than it really was. Haha, I promise to smile more next time. During this season, videos and stills can easily be taken out of context and mislead, but facts and actions matter more, and truth will always prevail. Thank you, Mr. Lim, for clarifying. So, this so-called original videographer is a Kaki Lang. Kent Lau's original posting went like this. Kena spotted and we interacted briefly. Thank you, Minister Edwin Tong. Happy to meet again and share more. To be honest, I found the entourage a bit overwhelming, and I do believe there are warmer, more authentic ways to connect with neighborhood kopitiam folks. Now he quickly added this. P.S. It may have looked like a finger gesture you're familiar with, but it was not. The mood at the uncle and ape table was entirely cordial. It's disappointing that some people have taken my video out of context and twisted the truth. And the unflattering video was somehow publicized without going through review, aka censorship. It was only when people started mocking that they realized what they had just shown. Famous Facebook PLP Lee Hsien Loong came out to share a post from the actual person denying that the response from residents was unfriendly. At first, I thought that Lee Ka-hao and his gang had somehow managed to get the uncle on the wheelchair to come out and say that he had accidentally stuck his middle finger out when he was stretching his arms. It turned out to be another kaki lang witness on the ground denying what we saw. There's no proof taken from another angle to show that the video was taken out of context. We only have the claims from interested parties that what we saw is the distorted truth. Back in 2023, I'm not sure if you remember this incident that took place at a high school canteen in Jiangxi province, China. A student found this in his lunch. And after thorough investigations, the authorities conclude that the item in the picture is the neck of a duck. By actual person, PLP Lee Ka-hao meant the person taking the video, not the man in the wheelchair. Now, going by Lee Ka-hao's line of reasoning, the actual person who prepared the food will say that this is a duck's neck and that's a shrimp in a porridge. I bought a piece of fish this morning. Here's what it looks like. You still believe the news? You still believe that GST is not a factor? You still believe that CDC vouchers are the solution? You think that PLPs like Lee Ka-hao don't feel it? They've merely sold their souls and conscience. Minister Grace Fu is puzzled why we find a $5 plate of wonton mee at the hawker center expensive when people are willing to pay $18 to $20 for pasta at the restaurant. Well, that's because we eat wonton mee a lot more often than we eat pasta at a restaurant, auntie. Then, SM Lee said that a steady infusion of new citizens creates constant innovation.
很多人告诉我，他们也很喜欢梁文福的《细水长流》，我去听了，觉得也很有意思。《细水长流》的开头是这么唱的：年少时候，谁没有梦？
细水长流是我的幼稚园同学梁文福写的。李资正为啥不给大家演唱一首大陆移民写的新谣呢？ Having said all that, and in spite of all the goof-ups, let's not be complacent or overly optimistic. I have a friend who had been a PLP for the longest time. Recently, he had a rude awakening. His daughter has been unemployed for a year. He's no longer a PLP, but even though he is angry, he believes 解铃须系铃人. The party that created the problems is the only party powerful enough to help him alleviate some of his pain. Minister Edwin Tong and Mr. Lim shouldn't be too worried. Cold shoulders and middle fingers are not accurate indicators or predictors of voting outcome. Now that's all I have for you in this video. Have a great week ahead.